Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you guys for tuning in to the lab. I appreciate all of you guys. This is a virtual a show. It is interactive, so we get comments. We get them almost instantaneously. If you're looking for that shout out, make sure you put your name and where you're from in the comment section, and I'll give you that shout out, and we'll post it above. If you have a question, put your question in the comment section as well, and we will address them accordingly. Even if it is during the replay, we'll come back and acknowledge your question. All right. Again, this is Coach Clee, and you're welcome. You're here in the lab. This is the lab. Everybody get your pen and your pad. We highlight people that have businesses, products, or positive messages. Again, this is the lab where we highlight people with businesses, products, or positive messages. I am your host. I am Coach Clee. I am your content creator, your book publisher, your favorite baker's podcast hosting March 4th. Thank you guys for tuning in. I got a special guest here. I'll introduce her in a minute. Some of you may already know her. Some of you may not. She's no stranger to the lab. She's been here before, but she's coming to bring awareness on a very important topic and events that are soon to be going on. But we'll get to that momentarily. As you see scrolling below, you see the website, workwithclee.com. And on that website, you'll see a bunch of wonderful things. We've talked about getting out of your comfort zone on this podcast, and we talked about Marching Forth. Like I just said, Marching Forth is the first book I wrote. It's a motivational empowerment book on helping you find your own breakthrough. Wonderful things in this book. This book is tremendous. You can find that on the website. The second book that was able to collab in, No Shade, All Light. Jason Brown, Herb Thompson, and Clarence Stokes and myself, we all wrote 25 of our favorite quotes and what they mean to us. So it's over 100 quotes in this book, and it all has meaning. All right. And during the pandemic, the height of it, I got to write my third book, #Grudge. Anytime if you were angry, if you made a mistake, if you felt just you had a grudge with someone. And Les Brown says it best. If you hold on to a grudge, it's like holding on to a hot piece of coal and expecting the person that you're angry with to feel the effects when really you're just burning yourself. Sometimes you just gotta let that thing go and start the healing process. We talk about that step by step in that book. And then, of course, the latest one, The Lab. We've been doing this podcast for over 3 years now. We've had hundreds of guests on the show, and 44 brave souls decided to have their chapter highlighted in this book. So we have those 44 chapters, which is a very easy read. You find out about their business, product, their positive message, their training and triumphs, and things like that. You got to check it out. You got to check it out. It's a wonderful ad. We're currently working on the lab part 2. So if you want to be a sponsor or if you want to be highlighted and you're a past guest on the show, let me know. We can get that done. And of course, that all gets funneled through, of course, the publishing company. And the publishing company is One Way Publishing. Of course, I'm the owner of One Way Publishing, and I pride myself on saying me and my staff are prideful, saying if you've got a thought in your head that you have no idea how to get a finished product, we can make that happen for you. So if you have a thought, we can get a completed product to you. Sorry, fumbling over my words, in a reasonable amount of time. See a couple people are on right now. I see Kevin Holland's on. I see Jamon Nelson's on. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please tag, like, and share. Bunch of wonderful things going on. Like I said, the lab part 2 we have in the works. The publishing company we have in the works. I got Shayla backstage. We are going to jump to Shayla's showcase to highlight our sponsors. But before that, she doesn't know this is going to happen. This is the last live that we have before her birthday. So here at Tillman Productions, we want to give her a birthday shout out. So stand by.
So I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me, Coach Clee. You can hear me, so I can't hear you. So I do not know anything that you just said, but that completely caught me off guard. Can you hear me okay? Okay. I don't know what you're saying, but anyway, I just see your head shaking up and down. No idea what you're saying to me.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. My bad. But yeah, Shayla Showcase. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. A couple shout outs real quick. But there you go. I hope you liked it. And we are on you.
Perfect. So that did catch me completely off guard. And I did not approve all those pictures that you used, first of all. But anyway,
Oh,
paybacks
yeah.
are definitely coming, but thank you. Um, Caught me off guard so much that I don't even know what I'm going to say. But moving into Shayla's showcase, I will start with the Harrisburg area YMCA, the Camp Curtin branch. They offer a variety of youth programs, both organized sports and before and after school programs. In addition, they have facilities that can be utilized, and you can choose membership there that's at an affordable price that works for you and your household. They also have Cornerstone, which is their new project that they're working on, where they take blighted, um, abandoned properties that they're trying to redo and have affordable housing for everyone within the community. Then moving on, we have Flavor 76, which, as I discussed yesterday, they were offering an amazing deal, and they have weekly lunch and dinner specials. Yesterday, they had their amazing quesadillas, so make sure you support them and check out their Facebook page at Flavor 76. And then, of course, I'd like to give a shout out to Jay Moore, who keeps our website going. Make sure we have the up-to-date information on what's happening with Coach Clee and the lab on the website. So we appreciate you, as always, Jay Moore. And that's all I have for this week's Shayla's Showcase.
Good job. Thank you. And thank you for bringing that information to us. I know that you've got other things going on, so I know you're going to back out the lab. But again, happy early birthday to you, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you. Hope you got me a nice gift.
We'll see. That was it. You just saw it. Stand by, stand by, stand by. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, make sure you get the likes up, keep this engagement going. We're here for the meat and potatoes of why you guys are here. We're gonna have a little fun. Like I said, she's no stranger to the show. We're gonna have a little fun as she talks about herself and events that are gonna be going on. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already don't know her. She is a mother. She is the director and chief of staff of a state rep. She is a cavalier who's bringing awareness of domestic violence to front and forward to us. And she's an organizer of events. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce Angel Fox to you. Angel, are you there?
I'm here. Hey, everybody. Hey, good evening. How are you guys? Thank you for having me, Clee. Happy birthday, Shayla.
Yes. Thank you for finding time to come on here. I know you've got a lot to talk about, and I know you're excited. So let's jump into it. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
So I am a mother. I am an entrepreneur, a Black entrepreneur. I run Tears for Tarina, the domestic violence nonprofit, and I'll tell you more about that and how I got started eventually. I own a laundry mat called Fox's Wash and Go, as well as a laundry service. So we do residential and commercial laundry. We pick up, drop off, wash it, dry it, fluff it, fold it. As well, I also am the chief of staff to a state rep, like he said. And then I also run a homeless initiative out of my laundromat with the help of the CAM program. We help homeless people or less fortunate people wash their clothes for free once a month, and sometimes throughout the month. So I am a mother, a employee, a employer, a entrepreneur, a advocate. I am an athlete. I'm a mom of 3 and a bonus child. I'm an old mom and a new mom. I have older kids, and I have a new princess to the bunch that'll be turning 1 And I'm glad Cleve mentioned about having this production company, because I've been trying to do this book. So I can't wait to have a meeting with him and talk about getting this book off the ground. So I'm excited to be on the show. But overall, I'm Angel Fox, and I think that's a brand that speaks for itself.
There you go. There you go. Absolutely. We definitely will talk later. I appreciate you. And we're going to dive into some of those comments here in a minute. On the other stream, on the Clark 10 stream, I can't see the comments except on my phone. I see Clarence Stokes on. He said, great evening, Miss Angel. Kevin Holland's still there. Jimmy Jamon's still there. And we got a couple comments over here. Let me see if, there we go. Yep. Your early birthday, Shayla, that one. And yep, cap on. There we go. There we go. So Angel,
Cape
I
on.
mean, huh? Cape
She
on, yeah.
always tells me I got my cape on.
Superhero.
Hey, sissy.
So tell us a little bit of, let's start off with your employment there. Can you give us a brief rundown of exactly what you do?
So I've been with State Representative Patty Kim for almost 8 years now.
Okay.
I am her right. I didn't start out being her chief of staff or her right hand, but I am, and I have been for a couple years now. But we are like yin and yang. I help do her scheduling. I do her community events, making sure she's involved in the community, as well as I handle her criminal justice stuff. So I do expungements and pardons for ex-offenders, making sure they get a second chance.
Okay.
I also do part clemency applications as well. So I'm on the criminal justice side of things for her, as well as the community side.
Okay. All right. And so, and that gives us a little foundation of domestic violence as well. How did, you got your shirt on, Tears for Tarina. How did you become an advocate for this incident, I guess you would say?
Or for this cause or this organization. So almost 10 years ago, this December, put us in the 10th year.
Okay.
Tarina was my teammate, best friend, mentor. She was a coach. She was a teacher at Harrisburg School District. And she was brutally murdered almost 10 years ago, which would have made her 33, almost 33. She was turning 33 in a few weeks.
Okay.
But she was brutally murdered by her estranged husband. And it just bothered me that I didn't want her legacy to die. And I was tired of women like Tarina, that looked like Tarina or myself, going through domestic violence and it being a silent killer in our community. So I figured I would speak up and speak out and share Tarina's story as well as mine. I was a victim of domestic violence when I was 25.
Okay.
And Tarina, some of my closest friends knew, but when I realized what was going on in Tarina's life, I shared with her days before she passed that she had to get out and that she had to blah, blah, blah and stuff like that. And then she was gone. So then I was like, I think God's trying to tell me something. And so I can't let her legacy or her story die in vain, or mine. So after I got through my survivor guilt, I realized I had to keep going and try to make domestic violence awareness something this community needed to know about. So I started the Tears for Tarina organization, and we're a really small organization. We just try to bring awareness and information and gaps to either victims or survivors, and also just to the community itself, so that people know, like, you can speak up, like, don't be ashamed, don't be embarrassed. Like, domestic violence is a shameful thing. People don't want to talk about it because it's embarrassing. But if you don't talk about it, then one day you may not be able to talk about it. So I tell people to speak up before it's too late. Because if Tarina was here, and she's a fighter, if she was here, she'd definitely be, fighting the cause as well. So that's how we got started.
Gotcha. And yes, I meant organization. Thank you for the correction. How often or do you hear about domestic violence cases, or what kind of approximate statistics can you give about domestic violence here, at least locally?
So it's 1 in 4 women, or 1 in 4 victims are the statistics. And I get calls and they come in spurts. Like I got one today, and I hate domestic violence calls. But I know I have to do what God placed on me. But I hate the calls because it puts me in a bad headspace. It's bad energy, and it hurts my heart, especially if sometimes the women aren't ready to go, or they just don't know how to let go. So they want out, but they don't want out. You know, they want to love them, but they don't want to get beat. So I get the calls periodically. But when I get them, they start to come in waves, and they always come during the domestic violence month and throughout the December month, which is her like anniversary death date. So I'm already kind of struggling, and then the calls come in constantly. So I think that's just God tugging at me, like, you got to keep going, you got to keep pushing through, even if you're hurting and stuff. But domestic violence is a real thing in this community, and guys aren't. What I've learned is guys in this community aren't embarrassed by being a woman beater. So, you know, especially the case I dealt with today, it's like he was arrogant. So I was kind of blown back, like, how dare you? You know, so it's a daily struggle with me because I have to tame my own composure and my own feelings to make sure I'm better advocating for the victim. So.
Gotcha. And I know, like you said, you've experienced some on your own, and you've bore witness to having close friends and family as well. Let me ask you this, and not to take anything away from what you just said, how many domestic violence victims have called you? I'm assuming they're mostly predominantly female, but have you ever had to deal with any males?
Just two. The one case was rather funny. My girlfriend was in a domestic violence case, but I also know that she's a fighter and that she will put her hands on a man, whether in defense or not. So I called to do a wellness check on her one time, and when the cops got there, she was beating him, and so they arrested her. And I kind of just floored, like, I got my friend arrested for domestic violence, but you know, friend or no friend, you can't put your hands on someone. But you know, it's sad when women take advantage of putting their hands on men, especially when they're refraining from hitting the woman. So, but yeah, two cases from a male being the victim.
Okay. Do you think that domestic violence does happen to men more often, that men just don't always report it or speak out?
I believe it does. And I believe it's not just the physical abuse that men endure. I think it is the emotional, the verbal, the financial abuse they go through, and they just don't speak up because it's embarrassing. And I think that's why some men turn to other things, drugs, alcohol, cheating, or whatever else they do to fill that void or to get what they're not getting at home. So.
Gotcha. And I know you've been doing this for a while, but last year, are you still doing the survival baskets, where if people would go into some sort of, I don't know the actual word,
donation
location, where they may just an emergency location where they don't even have enough time to pack their things, so they at least get the basic survival needs of deodorant, toothpaste, and things like that. Do you still campaign for things along those lines?
Yep. So that will kick off on the 25th of this month. It usually kicks off October 1st, but our first event is the 25th this year of September. So we're kicking it off with a kickball tournament. So we'll start the basket drive on the 25th, and we go all the way till December 14th. So we'll be starting my campaign. You know, we started out one year, 25 baskets. The next year we hit 50. I think last year we hit 121 baskets.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, it was either 121 or 127. So our goal this year is 181 baskets.
I got you. You're probably going to do 200 now that you put that number out there. Watch.
I know. So I'm excited for the basket drive. It's always crazy just to see people give and want to help. And so, and we're able to use the money for the baskets to donate baskets to shelters, people that call me and say, hey, I'm in a domestic violence situation, or I'm already in a hotel, or I'm sleeping on someone's couch. the
Mm-hmm.
first thing I say is, can I please bring you a basket? But we also donate baskets to shelters and whatnot. So we make sure we drop off baskets and we tell them, please contact us when your baskets run out so that we can refresh them.
Okay, and I'm before you kind of segued into my next question, which is fine about the kickball or dodgeball tournament. But if somebody wanted to make a donation, I know it's a little premature right now, but they wanted to go ahead and make a donation for a basket. How would they go about doing that?
They can Cash App Tears for Tarina, literally hashtag Tears for Tarina. They can also PayPal to angel.fox84@yahoo.com. They can write a check or I don't know. Sorry, I got an infant.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, they can cash out the Tears for Tarina page is probably the quickest.
Okay.
We're working on, we have a Tears for Tarina Facebook page. So we'll be posting the basket drive on there as well. And people can donate right on the Facebook page too.
Okay, there we go. And now, as you were saying that, that's what I was typing to make sure that gets put up there. All right. So September 25th is the dodgeball tournament. Tell us a little bit about that. How many teams do you have? Who's all involved, and what's going on? Because I heard that there was some team that's looking to get the first place or whatever, and a couple teams are going to get knocked off early or whatever. So let us know.
I'm super excited this year. Every year it just grows and grows. We started out like doing like 4 teams when we first started doing this kickball thing like 8-9 years ago. And we only did like Boys and Girls Club, us and another organization. And now we just grown from going to like 3 or 4 teams to, I think we have 13 teams signed up, 10 teams or 11 teams paid. And people are still calling every day like, is it too late? I almost got my team, my full 10 players. So it is so exciting because last year we had, well, not last year, pre-COVID, we had companies. So we had like Comcast putting in teams,
Okay.
D&H putting in teams. We had companies putting in teams. And this year we still have some companies, but mainly people that have local businesses are putting in teams. But I'm super excited to have the Harrisburg Havoc female football team. They have 2 teams and they're coming super competitive. So I am super excited to play against them. But like you said, we got Eat, which is Tiger Rose, the poet.
Okay.
They're on their they're coming for their 3rd title in a row. So they're coming super competitive.
Okay.
So, but they lost in dodgeball instantly. We did a dodgeball tournament real quick for UPMC this summer, and they came out and they were arrogant and, they got dusted off real quick. So I'm excited about the teams in kickball. And then we got vendor space. So if people want to come and be a vendor, we're going to have way over 150 people there. So I'm excited that we have some vendors coming out.
Sounds like a good event. So for the dodgeball team itself, you say there's 10
kickball.
Kickball.
We start with kickball. We kick in the domestic violence season with kickball.
I got you. I thought you said dodge. My bad. That might have been me. Okay, so you got the kickball tournament going on first on the 25th, and you need a minimum of 10 people per team.
Yeah, and they can have 9, but we do 4 outfielders. Dewan, get her. We do 4 outfielders. So I tell people 10. I also tell people 10 because if they're short a player, we ain't got to wait to start. But teams play with or without. You either forfeit or you play with what you got. One of the 2.
I know.
But it ain't no refunds.
I get it. I played the Turkey Bowl flag football before, and I know they said a certain amount of people need to be there. And one year I showed up, and I thought I was going to be like 15, and I was okay with being a sub and going in for a play or 2. When I got there, I think it was number 7 or number 9. And I was mad because I said, "How many you need?" They said 9. I like, "What number am I?" They said 9. I'm like, "Oh." The more people you have, the more fun it is. When you got to play an entire game both ways, I don't do that no more. I get
I'll
it.
be so excited and so busy that day that when I get home, you would have thought I ran a half marathon. I get on my couch and I'll be like, but because it's an adult kickball league,
Mm-hmm.
people hate me the next day. I mean, like really hate me. They try sending me their emergency room bill, like Leland Nelson. Um,
Wow,
Jametta won't speak to me. Huh?
you calling people out.
I'm calling people out because they still, when I say you putting in a team, they be like, heck no, I'm not. How dare you ask? Like Brent, uh, Bishop, Bang Bang,
Mm-hmm.
super trainer, muscle man. He played a couple years, but his last year, he was so sore. He was like, I ain't coming back ever. Like, and this year I was like, what up? I need you on my team. He gave me this dirty look like, don't even ask me. He said, I'm coming, I'm supporting, I'm a spectator. Don't ask me. I was like, dang.
Wow.
Jametta texted me the other day. She said, I'm trying to get my team together, but we old and I'm still hurting from the last one. So
I'm
people
here.
hate me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you probably run your mouth during the game too. So not only are they
It's,
getting beat down physically, they're getting beat down mentally too.
I promise you, I'm not the one. It don't be me that does the most trash talking. It be the Eat because they're the youngest team and we
Mm-hmm.
let them grandfather in. But it's
Mm-hmm.
not that. It's the females. Like Judge McKnight, her team, them Chases, whoo, they
Wow.
have cheerleaders and they're over competitive. Their
So
trash talking is
it's the real deal when you show up for this. It's the real deal.
I tell people like I promise you, you bring your A game, your A team, and your Bengay and your oxygen, but come prepared because it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna go play kickball. No, you playing.
It's a Super Bowl. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see.
I love it. Whoever caters every year, like a barbecue pit place, like
Mhm.
Alfonso's Smokehouse, they did it the last year. Everybody, Joe Mamas, they all sell out of their food and stuff. So, you know, but this
Okay.
year I'm trying something different. I'm doing my own cooking and selling my own food.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
You got a lot of things going on, and so after the kickball tournament, what's the next event that you have?
Oh, so I have my paint and sip. I'm so excited. So I team
Hold,
up with my lovely sister,
hold
Shauna Mosley,
that
that
up.
does, huh?
Hold that up again. All right, there you go.
Yep.
Yep. Go ahead.
So it's our second annual domestic violence Rock With You Paint and Sip, October 1st. It's a Friday. So Friday night after work, you don't have to come until 7. So you get time to get off work, get the kids situated, get a shower, change your clothes, and come on and get your sip on and you eat and paint, dance up. We have a DJ. So it's not the boring sit and paint and sip. No, we gonna party. We're gonna celebrate. We're going to celebrate survivors. We're going to celebrate. So tell
Okay.
people to come out. It's $25.
Uh-huh.
All these events are on Eventbrite. So you can get your tickets on Eventbrite. You can sponsor a team. You can you can sponsor a victim if you want any
Hmm.
of that. So everything's on Eventbrite if you got questions.
Okay. And I know with Shauna being involved, is she going to be painting rocks, or are you painting on a canvas?
No, we're going to do rocks. We're going to do rocks. We came up with the, well, we, one of us came up with the idea last night.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I still have her rock over there from when she was a guest on the show. It rocks banging too. It's over.
her energy was crazy on that show.
Yeah.
I love her energy.
It's over by my fish tank, Shauna. You know, the one that you made fun of. You should see it now. But after the paint and sip, you also have what do you have? Your domestic violence walk. Where's that? When is that? And tell us a little bit about that.
So my next event, nope, it ain't even my walk. I got a dodgeball tournament.
Okay, I'm
I
out of
got
order.
like 5 things this year. I'm showing out a little bit. I
Mm-hmm.
said if I didn't do nothing last year, I was going to show out going into her 10th year anniversary for her. So expect next year around her birthday for me to do a gala or a ball, a
Okay.
purple and black ball,
Mhm.
possibly in January. So I'm really excited about that. But my next event is the following day. So after paint and sip, the next day is dodgeball, literally the next morning. So I don't know how I'm gonna pull this off, but get her.
Be tired.
Dodgeball. To put in a team is $45, the same price as a kickball team.
Mhm.
We tell you 8 players. It's at the Boys and Girls Club on Berry Hill. Because of
Mhm.
COVID, we're probably going to do it outside if weather permits. If
Okay.
weather permits and we do it outside, we'll have vendor spots, and those are $25 for vendor spots for kickball and dodgeball. So we're looking for teams now to sign up and get ready. We already have 3 teams signed up
Mhm.
already, so they're ready to go as well. And that's at 1 o'clock.
Mhm.
But check-ins at 12. So again, you can pay for your team on Eventbrite or sponsor a team. We had a couple people like Ruby Dobb and Jay Bear sponsor a kickball team. So people can sponsor teams. They can sponsor a ticket to the paint and sip for a survivor or a victim. But it's not just for domestic violence. People can come and just get that inspiration and that motivation and that energy that we give out at these events.
All right. And then now we're on to the walk. I was okay. Tell us about that.
So the domestic violence walk, I believe this is our 5th year. We moved the location to one that I'm very familiar with, that I do on a daily basis. So we'll be doing the green belt behind the mall where the old district judge is.
Mhm.
It's a 3 mile, so it's a 5K walk run. It's only $18. It starts at 9 a.m. We tell people to be there to register if they don't get their ticket online, to be there to register at 8:30. We will have a DJ there. We'll have the Harrisburg cheerleaders who always kicks it off. But you can get your ticket again on Eventbrite as well. You can cash app, you can email, however you want to do it. But I tell people to bring out your walking partner, bring out your kids. Kids are $8. Adults are kids over 12 are $8. Kids under 12 are free. But bring your church buddy before church. Bring your sister, your family. But it's for a good cause, and why not get healthy and support a good cause?
Mhm.
So I'm excited about the walk.
Yeah, absolutely. You got a DJ, you got the cheerleaders for that. So you pull all stops out for
Yeah, because
events.
I don't want these people to come and be like, oh, domestic violence. Oh, it's going to be a sad event. Oh no, we're celebrating survivors. We're celebrating lives that were here and that were inspirational. And we just want to give people hope. So we don't want them to come and they're already in a down space or, a mopey space. I
Mhm.
want them to come and be uplifted and motivated so this year's theme, we didn't get to that yet. The next event. I'm ready. I'm excited.
Oh, see, well, you segued right into it. What's the next event? Let's talk about
My domestic violence brunch, my 2nd annual. I'm excited. I'm so excited. This year is
Put it back up.
uh,
Okay. Now tell us about it.
so this year's 2nd annual brunch. The last one we had pre-COVID. I keep wanting to say last year. With the one we had before this one, it was completely sold out and oversold. And our goal was to sell 50 tickets. We ended up selling I believe 62 tickets, and it was a packed house. It was a great event, great motivational speakers. We
Mhm.
had Dan Kell and Pastor Brenda Olin and Delaney Simpson as our motivational speakers. But
Mhm.
this year our theme is either knowing your purpose or walking in your purpose. So I'm excited about this year's brunch and theme. We have Patty Kim giving the opening inspirational speech.
Mhm.
We have Jillian Sumter speaking on behalf of the victims, as well as being an inspirational speaker as well.
Mhm.
And then we have Portia Jeters Bowling doing a poem. And then we have another speaker as well. I'm just waiting for her to confirm as well. So, but the brunch is $25. We have the wonderful caterer, Sean Brown Catering. So everybody loves his food and stuff. So $25, you can't beat it. You get a lavender mimosa as well as a great brunch meal. So the menu's crazy that we discussed. And, you know, I'm super excited about the brunch. Man, go upstairs. So I'm excited about the brunch and all that we have going on for that. So, and we sell out quick. So y'all want to get y'all tickets to the paint and sip and the brunch immediately. When we did the paint and sip last year, it sold out in 2 days. Like, I don't know what Shauna did to people, if she was offering discounts behind my back, but the tickets sold instantly. I was like blown away. And I told her, I was like, we should have did it 2 shows. Like, we should have did 2 paintings that day. But I know she's tired and stuff. But I'm excited about the brunch and the atmosphere. We're doing it at Edgemont Fire Hall. So we have a baker. We have a couple spots for probably, I think, 10 vendors for that. But our goal this year is 100 women strong. That's my goal.
Okay.
To sell 100 tickets.
And so, and for this event also, you can purchase tickets on Eventbrite as well.
Yeah, all 5 events are on Eventbrite. So bring someone, you know, sponsor someone, bring your it's for men and women. The paint and sips, the brunches, the walks, everything is co-ed. So bring your whole family. Shauna said no discount. No, but bring your whole family to the brunch. I mean, you won't leave disappointed. The last brunch, I was just blown away at the speakers and the energy that was there. So this year, great food, great energy, great motivational speakers. So I tell guys, buy your wife something, get them out the house during football time or something, but send them off. They'll come back in a better mood. You know, buy your sister, your girlfriend, your mom, your auntie some tickets, but buy some tickets.
Got a question here from Maya Harris. Are there still available spots for vendors?
Yep, for almost all the events, we have a couple spots left for kickball. So you can cash out your team, your vendor fee and your business name. Or you can PayPal, it doesn't matter. But yep, it's a couple vendor spots left.
And Cash Apps, is that still Tears for Tarina?
Yep.
Okay.
Tears for Tarina.
And just for everyone who's watching, we are live right now on the Coach Clee page on Facebook. We're live on YouTube, and we're also live on LinkedIn. If you make comments on any of those platforms, I can see them. If you put comments under Clark Tent, I cannot see them. So they will be addressed afterwards. She says, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. So with all those events that you have going on, let's kind of take a step back real quick. And because they bring awareness, they're celebrating survivors, they're educating all of us. But let's kind of talk about those events sound also fun, as they should be. But if a person's going through domestic violence right now, male or female, whoever it may be, and they're currently in a bad situation and they make contact with you, let's just give a hypothetical situation. They call you tomorrow morning at 9:00 and they're saying that their situation is very chaotic and they're being physically abused and they don't know what to do. Could you give us a step-by-step guide on how you could help that person out, this hypothetical situation out?
So normally, because I've made a couple mistakes doing this casework. I mean, this Tears for Tarina stuff, because we've gotten scammed before, where someone's posted something on Facebook saying that they were a victim of domestic violence and they were being beaten, and they posted pictures of them battered and bruised, and then come to find out that they were in a home invasion. And so we sent money. Me and Jillian sent money from Tears for Tarina. And the person wasn't really a victim. So it made me really, draw back and like casework people. So now I casework people because I've had an incident where I used a lot of money to help a victim out in a situation only for her to turn around and go back to the guy a month later. So normally in a situation, I would casework the person, ask them the tough questions, ask them, how long they've been in this relationship. Are they really ready to go? Is kids involved? Do they have an exit plan? Do they need to create an exit plan? If they don't have an exit plan or money or whatever, then I'll casework them and ask them those questions and try to get them some resources. Some people refuse to go to shelters. But if they don't have a backup plan, then I don't know what to tell them, because Tears for Tarina is a small organization. We can only cover a hotel stay for a couple nights until you can get to out of town to family or into a shelter or somewhere. So we can't just have you in hotels or paying crazy rent somewhere or something. So I am working on having a safe house. So I'm in a process of working with someone now to open a safe house to help transition, because that would alleviate some of my hotel fees that I pay throughout the year. Because it comes from these events and money raised from these events that we're able to sustain throughout a year. But I'll casework the person, see where they're at, and if they're really ready to go. If not, then I'll encourage them to start applying for PFAs if they have somewhere to go. We can change their locks. We can find them resources, counseling, whatever it is, but we'll really casework them to see exactly what they need. Some people just need survivor baskets. Some people just need someone to talk to. Some people just need to create an exit plan, and then they'll figure out how to get out of the situation or the relationship after that. Some people are really ready to go. But what I've learned is I can't just show up, even though I'm a licensed carrier. I can't just show up and rip somebody out of their house, even if they're standing on a porch with their bags ready to go. So I've created a relationship with Commissioner Hartwick, and I'll call him and he'll send an officer to go pick up the woman and take her to a shelter or bring her to me or something of that case.
Okay, thank you. That's a clear rundown of what's going on. And for those of you, I know you mentioned PFA. I understand what that is. For those of you that are very new to this, PFA stands for protection from abuse. That would be like the equivalent to a restraining order or something along those lines. All right. Angel, let me ask you a couple questions here, because we talked about a bunch of topics. What gives you the energy, and what inspires you to keep going every day? Because I know this has to be physically draining. I know it has to be emotionally draining, because you're dealing with people, and you're dealing with people in rather harsh situations, and usually it's right at the height of the harsh of the situation. What motivates you to keep moving forward?
Tarina's legacy, number one. Tarina's legacy is my number one thing, just making sure her name doesn't die in vain, that people really know that she was an amazing person. And if she was sitting here in my shoes, she would do the same thing. She would be advocating, she would be fighting for victims, just like me and her. That's my number one motivation. My other motivation is, when I was a victim of domestic violence, I was 25 years old, and being a Black girl in this community, and got officers see women go back to abusers all the time, I had to outsmart my abuser. And there wasn't resources or doors opening, or there wasn't a liaison or something. So I appreciate the officer, his name was Angel too, Officer Angel, who patrolled my area, who was making sure I got in and out of the house safe in the morning when it was time for me to go to work while he was on shift, you know. So, but I called the cops plenty of times and they didn't show up. I went to the Y and victim witness a few times, and you know, I was failed a few times. So I realized, like, I had to get smart. Like, I don't know if people watched the movie enough with Jennifer Lopez, when she had to outsmart her abuser and her ex-husband to get away with her daughter. I kind of felt like that in the movie when I was going through it. So that's my motivation. Like, when I talk to a young girl today, she was living what I was living 15 years ago, not to tell my age, but she was living what I was living. And it was like almost hearing my story all over again, play by play, literally. And just to be able to give her hope, and, you know, you could hear her scared in her voice. So to give her hope that I survived and that she'll survive, and I'll be right there with her to help her get through some of the hurdles and some of the, you know, red tape and BS. That was some motivation, even though cases are hard for me and I wear them on my, you know, my chest and my heart. Just to know that she was going to be okay, or that she felt a little better, that gives me my motivation too. Because I hate picking up the newspaper or the TV and hearing that another woman died. at the hands of a man,
Right.
or vice versa. So
Okay.
that's my motivation. No matter how tired I am, I realize that I'm doing what God chose for me to do.
Walking in the path. Absolutely. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, get the likes up, get the likes up. Make sure if you're coming in the platform, you like it on your way in. We're talking about some good things right now. We've talked about some events. We've talked about domestic violence awareness. We've talked about how to protect yourself in hypothetical situations on how you can alleviate yourself from getting out of that situation. Angel, if you could go back in time and you could sit down and talk to yourself 10 years ago, you could sit down at a table, kind of like the table that you're sitting at right now, and you could sit down across from yourself and you only have 1 hour to do it. Huh?
No, go ahead.
You only have 1 hour to do it. What kind of advice would you give yourself, your 10-year ago version of you?
Can we pause for 1 second? Say hi, Ariana. I'm making a
Seeing high mood.
Okay. Okay. Say hi, Ari. Say hi. Look, say hi. Say hi to the viewers. Hi. Huh. Yeah. It's your breast. It's breastfeeding time. But
I see. So hey, why don't
the question was.
Oh, go ahead. If you can do that, yep. I can take a pause if you need to.
No. If I could sit with myself, this old me 10 years ago, what would I say to myself?
Yep. And you only had an hour to have this conversation. What would you tell yourself?
Oh, wow. Stay focused, grind harder, know your worth. Oh my God, that would probably be number one. Know your worth.
Okay.
If I knew then 10 years ago that I would turn out like this, I would be, oh my gosh, I would have been who I am now, probably 10 years ago, but I know we all end up doing things in God's time. But I would tell myself to not wait for tomorrow, because 10 years ago, 10 years ago, I would have been having these conversations with Tarina leading up to her going into this 10th year. So 10 years ago, I wouldn't have waited till the next morning. I would have got her out ASAP.
Gotcha.
So the 10 years conversation, 10 years ago, I would definitely have told myself not to wait. Like never wait at anything in life. So, but I wish 10 years ago I knew my worth.
Understandable. And so as you're still getting situated, which that's fine. Let's say there's somebody on the other end of this platform that's watching this, and they never heard of you, they never heard of anything that you're doing until right now, and they're looking at this and they're like, wow, I want to grow up and be just like her. What kind of advice would you give this future up and comer?
You have to be disciplined. You have to work hard. There's no such thing as excuses. And know your worth. But number one is disciplined. I'm super disciplined. Not at every aspect in my life, but when it comes to building a legacy and keeping a legacy alive, I'm very disciplined. Okay. So I would tell the younger me, the daughter growing up, looking up at me, hard work, dedication, discipline, it pays off. And anything is possible, because who knew? I always knew I was going to be something or somebody, but I never thought that I would be living my best life at 40. So even with life trials and struggles, and even with me losing my dad 2 months ago, I was like, I'm not doing this domestic thing this year. But my support system and my team, they wouldn't let me shut down. So grateful for the support system, and you got to have the right people on your team and around you, because that definitely plays a part.
Gotcha. All right. Good. A good piece of advice. Thank you. And as we continue on with our conversation, I know this is one question that you did not like the last time you were on. It's probably over a year. Yeah, yeah. It was appropriate when you were in the lab, physically in the lab last time you were on the show, before it evolved to what you guys are seeing right now. But the question that I have for you, and it's kind of
Okay.
a little bit. I know that you're not big into reading, but has there ever been a book or a person or a situation that has totally changed your life? I know you basically kind of discussed one here, but is there something else that may have influenced you? Your life was going one direction, and then you read that book, you talked to that person, that situation happened, which changed the trajectory of your life for the better. And if so, could you share it with us, please?
Okay, I have two.
Okay.
Um, I wasn't big into affirmations or motivational speakers
Hmm.
or anything like that, but I
Hmm.
daily listen to a motivational speaker. I actually listen to probably two or three. I listen to Steve Harvey. I
Okay.
listen to Eric Thomas,
Hmm.
and then that Dan B. Mage, that Brian Majors,
Hmm.
he's mind blowing. I'll call him about a business thing, just talking, and he'll be like, if you don't do this and you don't do that and you don't know your worth, and if you ain't, and I'll be like, so I'd be stressing out during the week if I'm not meeting quotas because
Hmm.
he's instilled in me like, girl, no, you need to be making this amount this week, every
Hmm.
week. So I be beating the ground, promoting business and trying to get business in to meet my numbers because he got a number set in me. So people like that change my life. But I promise you, listening to a motivational speaker first thing in the morning while I'm in the shower,
Hmm.
they're 12-minute videos. So if I'm in the shower, that's what I'm listening to. And
Hmm.
it starts my day off right. Even after work and I do my 3 mile walk, same
Hmm.
thing. So I break my days up in a round. So round one is work, round two is after work, my workout, round three is coming home to being a mom and a chef and a whatever else I am when I get here. But that's my round three. So I tell people, all right, I'm gassing out in round three, but when I find myself gassing out in round one or two, I try
Hmm.
to pick up the phone or whatever and regroup. So um,
Re-energize yourself.
yeah, so I learned a lot since the last time because I didn't have none of those. Wasn't doing any of those, but now I'm meditating and you know, I don't have time to read like I want, but
Hmm.
Miss Dolly Tate sends me two daily affirmations. So I'm grateful for her as well. So get people in your life that will make you read, even if it's a small text affirmation. So
Iron sharpens iron. Yes, you surround yourself by people. They're either going to make you keep you the same, bring you down, or lift you higher. So you choose your group and you choose the way you want to grow. Absolutely. We talked about a bunch of wonderful things in the lab today, Angel. And through the course of conversation, I know that maybe I triggered your memory, and you forgot to say something, or I may have forgot to ask a question. Right now, the floor is yours. Is there anything that you would like to share with us?
yes, please support a great cause. You don't know what sponsoring a basket, putting in a team, being a vendor, all this money goes to survivors and domestic violence. None of this money goes to in my pockets or nothing. Yes, I work hard to raise this money, but none of it goes into my pockets. You will be surprised at how many people and what they need in this community and how this money helps people that are less fortunate or broken or something. So even if you can't attend, sponsor someone else that may want to go or can't go, or promote it at your job and see if they want to put in a team, if they want to sponsor a group of people to walk. Um,
Mhm.
don't just sit on it and not share it. Share all the information. If you want to shoot me an email, I can shoot you all the flyers so that you have the information. But I promise you, bring your husband, um, bring your girlfriends, bring your sister, bring your mom. It is a family affair. And I promise you, when you walk into these events, you'll leave out a little better, no matter what event it is. So if it's kickball or dodgeball, you're gonna leave out a little healthier. But if it's the paint and sip or the brunch, you're definitely gonna leave motivated and encouraged. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And real quick standby here. I got to give a shout out to another one of our sponsors here, Stevie Colston with Flavor 76. So we just enjoy this for a moment. One second.
This week's featured meal from Flavor 76 was an amazing chicken sandwich with house-made chips, and the chips were something to die for. Make sure you check out Flavor 76 on Facebook and check out their weekly meal specials. They offer different lunch and dinners. Don't forget, check out Flavor 76 on Facebook. And while you're there, make sure you check out the latest episode of The Lab, hosted by Coach Clee, airing weekly.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for tuning in. We're stand by. We're not done yet. I still have Angel in the back office real quick, and we'll recap. But first and foremost, I want to I appreciate you guys for tuning in. We do these shows, we put on, and I say that to say this: if you've got a business, a product, or a positive message, and you're looking for a platform to get that information out on, inbox me, text me, get a hold of me. October hasn't been fully developed yet. I do have a few slots, not many, open for October because the whole revamp is scheduled to take place in October. So there'll be a whole new lineup, a whole new way the show is going to be going. But if you got a business, product, or positive message that you're looking forward to getting that information out on, let me know. Inbox me, text me, get a hold of me. We talked about domestic violence. We talked about events that's going on for Tears for Torino with Angel Fox here. Whether it's been the sip and paint, whether it's the kickball, dodgeball, whether it's the walk, whether it's the brunch, we talked about ways that you can donate, you can sponsor a survival. Many wonderful things were shared here. So make sure you tag, like, and share this information. Stay tuned in. We do these shows. I want everyone to evolve so hard, and we have a special guest. We had a special guest coming to the lab next week. Angel, I'm bringing you back on. Angel, we got a special guest coming to the lab next week. Do you know who the guest is?
No.
Well, you got to tune in and see.
Oh, but wait, you gave a shout out to Flavor. I had their food. Oh my gosh, I had their food at Michelle G's Art Museum.
Uh-huh.
I ate. I was so embarrassed at how much I ate. The macaroni and cheese with the pork or beef, the meatballs. Oh my God, this shrimp taco quiche thing. I was popping them in my mouth like they were Tic Tacs. I was so embarrassed that I was so dressed up, but so hungry and greedy. The food, the setup, amazing.
You embarrassed for delicious food though, but I understand what you're saying.
Oh my God, the food was amazing. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. They didn't even pay me for that. Like, I should be paying them for attending that event for the food.
I'm pretty sure they're happy to hear your endorsement.
Oh, well, thank you.
But I appreciate you. You thought we were going to be done within like 25 minutes to a half hour. We went for about an hour or so. You enlightened us with a ton of information. By donating your time, I do have a special gift for you. I donate to people who come on the show. I have a gift. I feel obligated to give you something. So I have a gift that I'll make sure I get to you within the next couple of days. I appreciate you. I appreciate the information you're doing. I appreciate the things, how you're growing and how you're developing awareness and sharing things with us. So thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to using your publishing company soon.
Yeah, we'll talk soon. We'll talk soon. All right. Thank you guys for
Absolutely.
tuning in. Continue to wash your hands. Stay safe as we get through the. We're coming into the fall season. We're getting into this winter season. I want everyone to remain healthy. All right. Remember, it's the lab. Thank you guys for tuning in. Get your pen and your pad. It's Coach Clee, your content creator, your favorite baker, your book publishing, podcast hosting, March 4th. And we want you to have a wonderful night. Peace.